board meeting to order at 7:30 p.m. I am located in the village chambers, located at 2350 South 25th Avenue. I'm in the chambers with our village attorney, Tiffany Jaworski. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, you can, Madam President. Trustee Tierney.
Present.
Trustee Abraham.
I just saw.
Here.
There we go.
Here.
Trustee Senior.
Here.
Mayor Thompson.
Here.
Trustee Armour.
Here.
Trustee Chalmalave.
Here.
And Trustee Miller.
Here.
Madam President, you have a full board and a quorum.
Thank
Can
you.
we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we all pause for a moment of silence, please? Okay, thank you. Item 2 is public comment. I'll read this disclaimer. While the meeting is open to the public and public comments are welcomed, in light of concerns related to the spread of coronavirus disease, COVID-19, the meeting will be streaming live online, and the village strongly encourages residents and participants to submit written comments to the village clerk prior to the meeting. Persons will be allowed to make in-person comments if they desire to. However, individuals will be brought into the meeting room one at a time, and all federal, state, and local protocols currently in place to alleviate the spread of COVID-19, including social distancing requirements, will be observed. Again, the village welcomes and encourages your participation in this process and thanks you in advance for your interest in the village's finance and affairs. Madam President, at this time, I have not received through the clerk's email any public comments. Do you have anyone in chambers physically present that would like public comment?
Is there anyone and a member of the public that would like to make a public comment? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you got to speak up. I can't hear you. We don't, well, we do Zoom, so just speak loud. And tell us your name. Okay, Jennifer Mota, okay.
They would let their dogs out into the yard, which is directly across the street from my bedroom. The dogs would stand in the yard and bark for long periods of time, sometimes as much as an hour. If people were outside, such as my neighbor and me, the dogs would bark at us continually. The previous resident had a dog and it would bark at passing cars or at people, and then it would stop. And I consider this to be reasonable, even expected for a dog. The amount of barking from the new neighbor's dogs was excessive. Several of my neighbors have complained to me about the excessive barking as well. One mentioned he was wearing earplugs in his house. I spoke to the owners on 3 occasions, asking them to please bring the dogs inside, get them a bark collar, otherwise control the barking. Another neighbor talked to them several times, telling them how to train the dogs not to bark. I purchased 2 ultrasonic anti-bark devices and placed them on my property. They did not work. I spoke to Officer Florentino at Village Hall on April 6th, and he agreed that the barking was excessive. He spoke to the residents and asked me to report any more incidents. The barking improved for a bit, but gradually increased again. I'd be woken up by barking at 6:15 or 6:30 in the morning, and at other times during the day. On May 5th, I woke up to barking at 6:27. It lasted until 6:50. I have several recordings of the barking from that morning. I'm not sure of my time limitation. I could play one, but I don't want to take up a little more of my time. Since then, the neighbors have put up tar paper on the fence around the yard. I'm not sure that will fix the problem, and I'd like to make sure the excessive barking will not happen again. The barking is affecting my health and my enjoyment of my property. Before I bought my house, I drove the neighborhood a number of times at different times of the day. I wanted a quiet place to live, and I love doing yard work. I suffered a brain injury in a car crash in January 2019. While I might look fine, I am still under the care of several doctors. Injury creates difficulty with being in noisy restaurants, performing music, mowing my lawn, driving for more than 45 minutes, and even walking on nature trails. I work from home, and I've slowly been building up the hours I can work per day. It's especially important for me to have a quiet place where I can feel safe and comfortable, and where I don't have excess jarring, unpredictable noise. The barking makes it hard for me to focus and concentrate, and it causes me a lot of stress and anxiety. I wake up in the morning expecting to hear it. I don't want to go outside and work in my yard because I don't want it to start. I can hear the barking inside my home, and I'm anxious, stressed, and on edge, waiting for it to start. Scientific research shows that noise stress can cause many health issues. I realize that dogs are like family. We had some wonderful dogs when I was growing up. However, dogs should be properly trained, and owners need to take responsibility for making sure their pets are part of a happy, healthy neighborhood. I want to live in a neighborhood where everyone feels respected. I don't want to live in strife. I would like to see a peaceful resolution to this issue. There's also a new neighbor 2 doors to the south whose dogs bark at my neighbors when they are working in their yard. They have been staying in their house so the dog doesn't bark at them. I can also hear this dog inside my house. And finally, there's a neighbor who lets her dogs run off leash in the alley beside the house. This morning I was face to face with an off-leash pit bull. I'm asking the board to take dog issues, both barking and leash laws, seriously for a happier, healthier village. If you would like any contact information or to talk to any of the people I alluded to in my statement, I'm happy to share the information.
Please do. Thank you. So I do want to just say we do have an ordinance on file as it relates to pets. And because it's a pet bull, the state of Illinois don't deem it as a vicious dog, even though I consider it a vicious dog, but they don't consider it as a vicious dog. So we got some restraints as it relates to that, but we do have an ordinance on file. I want to make sure, Commissioner Upshaw, can you make sure that you pull the ordinance and email it to me, and then just get with the clerk and give the contact information, and we'll send you the ordinance, but we'll work. Okay, but we have one specifically for pets as it relates to the nuisance and all of those things. So let us review that and see how we can assist you, because most certainly we all want to live in our homes with peace and some quietcy at some point, whether it's a group of kids or pets barking. We deserve to have peace and quiet at certain hours of the day. 6 o'clock in the morning is, to me, unacceptable. You know, most people don't get up early like that, and you don't definitely want to get up to a barking dog. So let us look into that, do some investigation, and get back to you on how we can do that with what's within our powers to do. Whatever we can do, we will do, but I can tell you it may not be an easy resolution, but give us some time to work on that. And Tiffany or Attorney Jarowski, can you just kind of just pull the ordinance to see exactly what it is that we have in the ordinance as it relates to the barking of the dogs? Because I know this came up before the village board as it relates to pets, and so we changed the ordinance. So we do have some penalties that's attached to that. So if they're not in compliance, most certainly if it's a financial component to it, that's gonna, you know, put them in a situation, hopefully they'll fall into compliance. I'm not saying that's the solution, but those are some of the things that we can do. We can impose fines and stuff like that. Okay. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. And it's good to see you. I know that you had some health challenges over the past year, but I'm still praying for you. So just stay connected, and we're here to help you. Okay. All right. Is there any other comments from the public? So we have no other comments, and then we'll just wait for the clerk to get back to his office.
Before you move forward, can you confirm her location that she stated for her area? It doesn't have to necessarily be the full address, but which street?
It's in the Harvest area, Harvester.
Okay.
All right, Madam President, are we ready to proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we are now moving to item 4, communications. I'm sorry.
Item 3.
Item 3, communications. I have one thing first. This is Camp We Too is back, a 2-day event June 24th, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., and June 25th, 9 a.m. to noon. Attention, proviso girls ages 10 to 16. Join us for 2 days of girl power. Come hear all about the amazing things girls can do. We will take a field trip to different working environments that are run by women. The bus leaves at 8 a.m. and returns at 4 p.m. The next day, we will have a wrap-up event from 9 a.m. to noon to create our vision boards. Camp We Can Too, this is hashtag We Can Too, is all about diversity and equality. Registration begins May 17th, which is today, 2021. Please RSVP to Chris Murphy at the Broadview Fire Department, area code 708-343-6124. Please dial 1. This is a free event to Broadview residents, $25 to all non-residents. Only 50 seats are available. Lunch is included on the first day. Permission slips can be picked up at the firehouse upon registration. And Mayor or Chief Kenny, if either of you care to elaborate, please do. If not, we will move on with communications. And at this time, I'd like to yield the floor to Trustee Miller for further communications.
Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to quickly share that we're working on a Juneteenth celebration. It will be our first one in Broadview. Of course, it's on June 19th. It's the Juneteenth Celebrate Freedom event. We're collaborating with the Broadview Public Library, the Broadview Park District, Lindop School, and of course, the Village of Broadview. So the event is going to be a two-part event. It's going to kick off on Friday night at Schroeder Park for a meet and greet. We're going to have a fish fry and a few other activities going on. That will be from 6 to 9. And on Saturday, the 19th, is our big event. It's the Celebrate Freedom event. It's going to be from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. as well at Schroeder Park. It's an outdoor event, so bring your lawn chairs, come out, have fun. The committee is extremely working hard to make sure that we can bring as many activities and entertainment to Broadview as possible, as well as food, so that it's not an expense to our residents. So we are securing sponsorships as well as vendor donations for different vendor tables. But I just wanted to quickly call out that for our small businesses and home-based businesses in Broadview, I'm trying to do something extra special so that we can highlight a few of our local businesses just to give them a vendor table. So make sure that you reach out to myself, or I pulled Lily from the village, so her name is Sierra, of course. Reach out to us so that we can get you some more information. But I hope that I can see all of the trustees, all of the residents, as many as we can get, as well as all of our partners out to the event. Thank you.
Thank you. I do want to add to that before we go on to the next agenda item as it relates to Juneteenth. Juneteenth is the oldest nationally celebrated commemoration of the ending of slavery in the United States, also known as Juneteenth or Freedom Day. So this is something that we're doing in the Village of Broadview. It's the first time that we are celebrating Juneteenth, but it's important to me that we teach the history of what Juneteenth is and what it's all about. It's not just a celebration to have the community get together, but it's an opportunity for everyone to know what Juneteenth is. And it's not just African Americans that don't know what Juneteenth means, but it's all races. And so now that we have a proclamation on file called racial healing, this is a time for us to connect our community with communities that don't look like us, like in our fire department and our police department, and start having these transparent, hard conversations as it relates to rights. And I really want people to just be engaged and be invited and know the history of Black Americans like myself. Being a Black woman in America, it's important that we educate the community on what Juneteenth is all about. It's not just about the celebration, it's a celebration to end slavery from 1865. That's when that happened in Galveston, Texas. So we're going to give information on what that looks like, what that means, and how we celebrate that history and that legacy that my ancestors had struggled through that time period of time. So it didn't start in the civil rights, it actually started from 1865. And we traditionally known to celebrate 4th of July. But for Black African Americans, it's 1865, June 19th. And we're the first in the state, in the county, and local towns to make Juneteenth a recognized holiday for municipal employees in the Village of Broadview. So I'm excited about the the transformation that's taking place and how we have these hard conversations, because now it's time for us to have the hard conversation as it relates to race with everything that has taken place through the pandemic, to civil unrest. It's time for America to get on one accord. And if it has to be someone to bring that knowledge or bring that information to a community, I'd rather take the lead on that so that there's no misinformation given, but it's an opportunity to get all the knowledge that you can about where we come from and how we handle issues and why things impact us so much. And I'm happy to say that the police department has taken, they have the 12 principles. It's 12 shared principles, right? 10 shared principles. And so that's a part of what this legacy is all about. It's about the work in educating our community. We want people to participate. I don't care what your religion background is, what your race is, those things don't matter to me. What matters to me is how we love on one another. And until we start dealing with these hard issues, we can't help ourselves if we can't help nobody else. So we have to get an understanding. So that's what Juneteenth is really about. It's a day for us to, give the information, get the knowledge, get questions answered, and embrace everyone in love. That's it. So I'm happy that the chairwoman, Trustee Miller, is taking the lead on the celebration. It's going to be a celebratory type of event. We're going to honor the longest Black business in the village of Broadview. Has never been recognized, but both owners are now deceased, but the business is still a thriving business. And so we want to honor those legacies for our community and what that really means to our community. So it's a day of celebration and it's a time for reflection for us, but it's also a time for us to educate. And I hope that the state laws make these type of events where it's for everyone as it relates to kids being taught what that looked like in the history books, because we black out a certain part of history at some point. But it's a hard conversation that has to be had, and we're taking the lead on having that hard conversation with the people that live and work in the village of Broadview. So thank you, Trustee Miller, for taking the lead on planning all of these things. I truly appreciate it. Mr. Clerk?
Thank you, Madam President and Trustee Miller. Next is item 4, consideration to approve the following minutes. Minutes from the May 3rd, 2021 regular board meeting.
Motion.
Oh, go ahead.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Senior, seconded by Trustee Tierney. Madam President. On mute.
Trustee Abraham, you have any questions about the minutes?
No, I don't.
Thank you. Trustee Senior?
No, I do not.
Trustee Malave?
No questions.
Thank you. Trustee Tierney?
No questions.
Trustee Armour?
You mute.
Trustee Armour? You're on mute.
There you go.
No questions. Sorry about that.
Hey, we all go through that.
Trustee Miller?
No comments.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
You can, Madam President. Trustee Tierney?
Yes.
Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Armour?
Yes.
Trustee Malave?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
And Madam President, this carries 6-0. Thank you all. Next, item 5, consideration to approve expenditures. Grand total of all funds, $600,431.96.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Been properly motioned by Trustee Abraham and seconded by Trustee Tierney. Madam President, open for discussion.
Thank you. Trustee Abraham, Chairwoman of the Finance Committee, will you please read the warrant list?
Yes, Madam Mayor. This is the Village of Broadview AP warrant list for May 12th, 2021. Our first vendor is Alfred G. Ronan LTD, $4,000. B&F Construction Code Services, $8,308.37. Broadview Westchester Joint Water Agency, $251,952.58. Builders Paving LLC, $133,400. $409.24. Charles F. Bruckner and Son Incorporated, $2,578. Comcast Business, $2,816.65. Delgado Law Group LLC, $16,672.50. Edwin Hancock Engineering, $57,211.40. EJ Equipment, $10,425. Groot Incorporated, $44,366.52. JKS Ventures Incorporated, $2,754. Mavis Division 20, $6,000. Matco Tools, $4,387.46. Pitney Bowes Purchase Power, $3,169.13. Police Law Institute, $2,755. STP Transport, $4,900. Village of Romeoville Fire Academy, $6,650. West Cook County Solid Waste Agency, $8,271.99. Windstream, $5,745.20. Total expenditures over 2,500 is $576,373.04. Our total expenditures is $600,431.96. Percentage of total is 96%. Now to the funds that will be affected. General fund, $101,082.25. Garbage fund, $52,638.51. Motor fuel tax fund, $180,976.64. Our CDBG fund, $1,314. Our water and sewage fund, $264,420.56. Our grand total is $600,431.96. That is the end of my report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or
Yeah.
comments?
No, none at all.
Thank you, Trustee Senior.
No questions.
Thank you, Trustee Chamalave.
No questions.
Thank you, Trustee Tierney.
Earlier I had a concern for, Delgado Law, but that's been, taken care of. So no other questions or comments.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Armour.
I don't have any questions at this time. I got all my questions answered, so it's good.
Good.
Thank you, Trustee Armour. Trustee Miller.
No questions.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Tierney,
Yes.
Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Armour,
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
and this carries 6-0 to pay the bills, Madam President. Thank you all. Next item 6, old business, we have none. Brings us to item 7, new business. We're going to do items A and B, swearing in of officers for the fire department. We're going to do swearing in of Tim Barron as a firefighter, as well as swearing in of Ryan Lee as a firefighter. I'll make my way into chambers. Give me 1 second.
Welcome to Bravo Strong.
Okay, Mr. Ryan Lee, is that you? All right, sir. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Ryan Lee, having been appointed to the office of firefighter paramedic in the village of Broadview, county of Cook, state of Illinois, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Illinois, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the Broadview Fire Department according to the best of my ability. Congratulations, sir.
Welcome to the team. Yeah, I can take off my mask. Leave it open. So I think we're waiting on the clerk.
And your clerk is ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, Madam President, we'll proceed with item C, proclamation for National Safe Boating Week. And we don't necessarily need a motion for this, Madam President. Would you like to read it, or would you like me to read?
Oh, I can read. I got it in front of me, or if you want, if you have it.
I have it if you like.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this proclamation for National Safe Boating Week. Whereas recreational boating continues to grow as a popular way for millions of Americans to relax with their families, and whereas increased public participation in this healthy outdoor sport has emphasized the need for greater attention to courtesy, safety, and education to minimize incidents which lead to boating mishaps. And whereas a significant number of boaters who lost their lives by drowning would have survived had they worn a life jacket. And whereas the United States Coast Guard Auxiliary Flotilla 37-25 Division 37, District 9 Western Region, which represents Salt Creek and Des Plaines River, supports National Safe Boating Week and provides boater safety education, which results in our waterways providing a relatively safe and almost accident-free environment. Therefore, I, Katrina R. Thompson, as Village Mayor of Broadview, Illinois, do hereby support the goals of the North American Safe Boating Campaign and proclaim May 22nd to 28th, 2021 as National Safe Boating Week in the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois, and urge all residents to always practice safe boating techniques while on our lakes and waterways. In witness thereof, I, Katrina Thompson, urge all those who boat to wear it and practice safe boating habits. Given under my signature and the seal at the Village of Broadview in Illinois on this 17th day of May, 2021.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. The reason for this proclamation, because we have several residents that boats, and Trustee Tierney is one of them. So when I seen this proclamation, literally he was the first person that I thought of because of the boat safety, and it's important that we have good practices and support our residents in their recreational activities. So Trustee Abraham, you have any comments or questions?
No, I don't, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee Senior.
No questions.
Thank you, Trustee Chalmalave.
No questions.
Trustee Tierney.
No comments, just thank you for recognizing the importance of safe boating and what it can do or not do for people.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Trustee Armor,
No questions.
Trustee Miller,
No questions.
thank you.
All
Okay,
right. Thank you all. We'll move on to item D, an ordinance adopting the annual budget for fiscal year 2022 for the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Abraham and seconded by Trustee Senior. Madam President, open for discussion.
thank you. Budget Officer Hood or Director Hicks, are you on to talk about the budget? We've had a finance committee meeting where we talked about the budget. And earlier, prior to this board meeting, we had a public hearing as it relates to the budget.
Hey, I'm Tim. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right. I think we've covered everything. I just want to recommend that we pass this budget and do our best to implement it and get a surplus next year.
Okay. Director Hood, did you want to add to that? I mean, to Director Hicks, I'm sorry.
No, I don't have anything to add.
Okay, thank you. So Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comments for the finance team?
No, I want to thank Budget Officer Tom Hood and Director Tim Hicks for putting it together. We did have our meeting at the finance meeting for any comments or questions from the residents, Madam Mayor. And again, I want to thank you for attending and making your statement. I have no questions about this ordinance and I'm good to go with it.
Thank you. Trustee Senior?
No, I don't have any comments at this.
Thank you. Trustee Malave?
I am okay with it.
Thank
No
you.
question.
Trustee Tierney?
No comments.
Thank you. Trustee Armor?
I don't have any questions. I'm so glad that we had the budget hearing this afternoon. I definitely was on that via YouTube. And the additional information that the budget officer and the finance director gave out, I sat with the finance director this afternoon, and everything is clearer now, so much clearer. This is a learning curve for me, and I really appreciate it. I feel so much better, you know, to legislate on this piece. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Trustee Armor. Trustee Miller?
I don't have any questions. We understand how budgets work and hopefully we can keep ourselves aligned to it and get out of this pandemic so that there isn't any unnecessary expenses that come about. I just want to say I appreciate Tom Hood. I almost said Hicks. I appreciate him for reaching out. I did get your voicemail. Everything is just so hectic around here with me. So I didn't ignore you. I do appreciate you reaching out to see if I had any questions or concerns. But for the most part, I get it and I understand it. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Miller. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Tierney,
Yes.
Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Armor,
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave,
Yes,
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
and Madam President, this carries 6-0. Thank you all. Next, item E, a resolution authorizing and approving an agreement between David Ormsby, Inc. and the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Properly motioned by Trustee Abraham, seconded by Trustee Armor. Madam President, open for discussion.
Thank you. So I do have Mr. Ormsby on the line with us. So this is a contract or an agreement for a year. It's $3,000 a month. And this is for a PR. So now that we're moving in the right direction, it's time for us to expand our branding of the Village of Broadview. So he will be assisting us with press releases, with all the upcoming things that we have available, connecting us more in line with the social media as it relates to Twitter and LinkedIn and all of those things as it relates to municipal government, and making sure that our story is told in a professional manner. So Mr. Ormsby, if you want to tell them about yourself and your background, this is an opportunity. I did invite him to the meeting tonight.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. My name is David Ormsby, and I am the president of David Ormsby, Inc., and I'm a professional public affairs and communications organization. I've been in the overall business of communications for just over 30 years. 8 of those years were working with either the Illinois House of Representatives, working for the Speaker of the House on the communications staff. I also worked for the mayor of the city of Chicago in one of the cabinet departments as a public information officer. And for the last 23 years, I've been working as an independent consultant, and I've been working with assortment of clients, including municipal government, school district, public state agency, private interest, healthcare organizations, law firms, not-for-profit trade associations, all that are focused on communicating public policy issues to specific targeted audience, whether other stakeholders or including the media, but to other decision makers, funders, the Illinois General Assembly, taxpayers in particular, since they're one of the most important cogs in the public policy wheel because they pay for all the public services. And so I have worked with a series of either CEOs, mayors, school boards, state senators, state representatives, all in helping to help them and their organization, whether it's a municipality, a school district, a not-for-profit trade association, the Democratic Party of Illinois. At one point, long time ago, I was the press secretary for the state party. I also helped the former Speaker Madigan, with his communications when I worked on the House staff as well. And so I have a fairly broad and deep experience in communicating to the outside world for interests and organizations that have public policy agendas, and that they have to clearly communicate those agendas to the assortment of stakeholders. And again, in particular, taxpayers who fund the whole operation for all of us up and down the pecking order. That's all I have.
Thank you. So I'll go around to see if any trustees have any questions for you. Trustee Abraham?
No questions.
Thank you. Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Thank you. Trustee Chalmalave?
No question.
Thank you. Trustee Tierney?
Hey, I'm just wondering, are we getting a monthly update of what you're doing and presenting for the village? I know we can check all the social medias, but coming from you firsthand would be good.
I can be available every month, provide you an update on our activity.
Thank you.
That's it, Trustee Tierney?
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Armour?
Well, I like the idea that we're moving up in the world, and that you know, we're just, the spirit of excellence is all through, you know, this village, and looking forward to the monthly reports and all of that. Mr. Ormsby, congratulations.
Thank you, Trustee Armour. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Trustee Armour. Trustee Miller?
So I hate to be the one to not sound as excited as everyone else, but just quickly, and this is directed not toward Mr. Ormsby, but toward us as an administration, did we reach out to any other similar companies, or are there any similar companies that can provide the same service, just to see if there's a comparison there? And with it being a $36,000 expense yearly on the village already, are we ready to make this type of commitment just yet?
Trustee Miller, yes, we are. It's allocated in the budget that was just passed to have this come to be a part of our team. The communication piece, I'm very familiar with Mr. Ormsby, and I highly recommend that the board approve this agreement tonight.
Okay, so the part of my question was, did we reach out to any other companies that were similar?
I have not, because I'm very familiar with Mr. Ormsby, and I'm very comfortable that he would do a great job for the village of Broadview. He will provide monthly reports, as Trustee Tierney has recommended. I think that's appropriate, that you know the work that he's doing for the village. He actually did an article on the village of Broadview through patch.com. I'm happy to share that information with the board of trustees.
Yeah, that's great. Just make sure in the lingo that we have that we'll get that monthly information, since it seems like sometimes that's missed with other providers. Outside of that, it's only a year contract. So if there's something that, you know, we're uncomfortable with, or see that we're not getting, then I guess we can rediscuss this later. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Trustee Miller. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Tierney,
Yes.
Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Armour,
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave,
Yes.
and Trustee Miller.
Yes.
And Madam President, this passes 6-0. Thank you all. Next item.
Thank you, Mr. Osby. You can sign off if you like, or you can stay and listen to the rest of the board meeting.
Well, I'll be listening to the rest of the board meeting. It's fascinating. It helps me so to know what you're
Okay.
talking about.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Clerk?
Thank you, Madam President. Next item, item F, a resolution appointing trustees to committees and committee chairperson positions for the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's properly motion by Trustee Abraham, and it sounds like I heard Trustee Miller seconded it. Madam President, open for discussion.
So thank you, Mr. Clerk. So the village committees, like every 2 years, we change the committee so that we give opportunities to the other trustees to chair. So this committees will consist of Water, Drainage, and Health Committee will be chaired by Trustee Andrea Senior. Trustee Miller and Trustee Chamalave will also be on a part of that committee. For Street, Sidewalks, and Alley Committees would be Trustee Abraham. She would be the chair. Trustee Senior and Trustee Armour would be on that committee. The Finance Committee would be chaired by Trustee Tierney. Trustee Abraham and Trustee Chamalave would be on the Finance Committee. Business License Committee would be Trustee Armour. Her co-chairs would be Trustee Senior and Trustee Tierney. Police and Fire Committee would be chaired by Trustee Miller. Trustee Tierney and Trustee Armour would be co-chairs, and Public Property Committee would be chaired by Trustee Chamalave, Trustee Miller, and Trustee Abraham. Trustee Abraham, do you have any questions or comments about the committees?
No, none at all.
Thank you. Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Thank you. Trustee Chamalave?
Just wondering if there's a current trustee that was on the Public Property Committee prior.
Yeah, so it might have been one of the other former trustees.
The
I don't
former
remember.
trustee.
I don't
Okay,
remember if it was Jones or Horn.
okay.
Senior and Tierney.
Wondering. No other questions.
Okay, Trustee Tierney,
No questions.
Trustee Armour,
No questions.
Trustee Miller.
No questions.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Tierney,
Yes.
Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Wow, I'm so fast.
Yes.
Trustee Armour,
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
and Madam President, this too carries 6-0. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Next
Before we move to the next item, I'm just going to encourage all of the trustees that have the chairs to reach out to the department heads for the respective committees that you're chairing to set up maybe a committee meeting for the public, for the residents to come and be a part of. I know the Finance Committee usually hosts once a month meetings as it relates to the budget and what we got going on. So I just encourage you, just reach out to the department heads, schedule a committee meeting and with projects or whatever we got going online, but it's important to connect to the department head who runs the operation so that you can be involved on what's taking place. That's it. Thank you, Mr. Clerk.
Okay, thank you, Madam President. Next is item G, a resolution authorizing execution of the federal fiscal year 2021 certifications and assurances for FTA assistance programs for the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Abraham and seconded by Trustee Tierney. Madam President, open for discussion.
Thank you. So this particular legislation is for our PACE bus. And so we have to pass this resolution every year. And so the purpose is to authorize the execution of the fiscal year 2021 certification and assurance for the FTA assistance programs for the village. An applicant for or recipient of federal assistance under 49 U.S.C. Chapter 53 must submit annually or as a part of this application for federal assistance certain certifications and assurances required by Federal Transit Administration for its program. So this is our bus, the senior bus that we use. And so it's available to all seniors or those with a disability in the village of Broadview, where we'll take them to wherever they need to go, long as they schedule no appointment, but it can go to anywhere in the Proviso Township. That's what this legislation is about. Trustee Abraham?
No questions.
Thank you. Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Malave?
No questions.
Trustee Tierney?
No comments or questions.
Trustee Armour?
I think it's a great service that we are rendering to our seniors. I have no questions.
Thank you. Trustee Miller?
No questions.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Tierney,
Yes.
trustee Abraham,
Yes.
trustee Senior,
Yes.
trustee Armour,
Yes.
trustee Malave,
Yes.
trustee Miller,
Yes.
and Madam President, this carries 6-0. Thank you all. Next, item H, a resolution supporting restoration of LGDF revenue. Need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
And properly motion by trustee Tierney, seconded by trustee Abraham. Madam President.
Thank you. So this is for our local government distributive fund, and this includes the collection and distribution of tax revenues on behalf of municipalities. And so the purpose of us supporting this restoration LGDBF revenue fund is typically the state legislator allocate 10% in it, but as the state go through their budget crises, they always seem to cut that. And we need our monies to come back to the local government as it relates to our share percentage of total income tax collection. So this is a resolution that we will be submitting to the state of Illinois, to the governor's office, to protect our local distributed funds. And so the resolution read as, whereas municipalities across the state of Illinois provide essential services to their residents that include public safety support, transportation, and storm water waste infrastructure and community health services, along with many others. And whereas the state of Illinois has maintained a long-held agreement with municipalities to support and invest in these local services through the Local Government Distributive Fund, also known as the LGDF, which includes the collection and distribution of tax revenue on behalf of municipalities. And whereas since the state income tax was adopted in 1969, state government has shared a percentage of total income tax collections through the LGDF with municipalities on a per capita basis in lieu of local income tax. And whereas these shared revenues have been significantly reduced by the state since 2011 from 10% to now 6.06%, and whereas municipalities depend on LGDF dollars, which can account for between 10% and 20% of a municipality's operating budget, to lessen the burden on taxpayers and reduce the reliance on property taxes. And whereas Governor J.B. Pritzker has proposed that the fiscal year 22 state budget include a further 10% reduction in an amount of LGDF revenue distributed to local governments. And whereas the revenue reduction has been proposed at a time when municipalities are continuing to spend additional funds on the COVID-19 emergency response, and whereas in addition to LGDF cuts over the years, the state has also reduced municipalities' share of personal property replacement tax and increased sales tax collection fees, while cities and villages have not had to fund skyrocketing pension costs, which account for a substantial budget increase each year. And whereas those municipalities with fewer revenue sources, such as retail businesses with higher equalized assessed values on property, suffer the most and will be forced to explore increasing property tax or cutting service amid further LGDF reductions. Now therefore it be resolved that the Village of Broadview urges the General Assembly and the Governor to restore LGDF payments to the promised 10% rate so that municipalities across Illinois may provide basic levels of service and lessen the reliance on property taxes. So not only myself, but it's other several mayors that have also passed this resolution to restore the LGDF fee revenue. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions?
No, I do not, Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Thank you. Trustee Malave?
No questions.
Trustee Tierney?
No questions.
Trustee Armour?
I don't have any questions, but I think we can definitely use, these funds, after coming through the pandemic. Actually, we're still in it, but yeah, fantastic.
Thank you. Trustee Miller?
Yeah, I mirror Trustee Armour's response there. We need all the funds that we can get because, of course, I'm going to be making sure that we hold ourselves to the budget too. So tell them to come on, kick us back something else.
Thank you, Trustee Miller. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can. Trustee Tierney,
Yes.
Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Armour,
Yes.
Trustee Chalmalabi,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
and Madam President, this carries 6-0. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Item I, a resolution establishing an honorary street name of Vernon L. and Gladys E. Wallace Way on 20th Avenue and Roosevelt Road for the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve
Second.
or second? What do you need?
I heard Trustee Miller make the motion. Trustee Abraham, would you like the second?
Yes, second it.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Miller, seconded by Trustee Abraham. Madam President, open for discussion.
Oh, thank you. So Wallace Funeral Home has been in the Village of Broadview for over 30 years. They are the longest serving African-American business in the Village of Broadview. So now that both owners are now deceased, I think it's befitting that we give them an honorary street name, as they have been good business partners to the Village of Broadview. They serve many families as it relates to burial services that have been needed. I have personally used them when my sister passed, and they took very good care of my family. And I just think it's, now that we're going into talking about Juneteenth and celebrating Black excellence, this is the time to make 20th Avenue an honorary street name, which would be Vernon L. and Gladys E. Wallace Way on 20th Avenue. And that's on the corner of Roosevelt Road where their business is currently sitting. So we will recognize them at the Juneteenth celebration. I know Trustee Miller is working out all of those details, but as she get more into exactly the lineup and how that work out, she'll let us know. Trustee Abraham?
No questions.
Thank you. Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chalmalave?
Question.
Trustee Tierney?
No questions, just one comment. It's very well deserved.
Thank you, Trustee Tierney. Trustee Armour?
No questions.
Thank you, Trustee Miller.
So just quickly, it's items like this that make me excited about the progress that our village is moving in. The mayor kind of, stole the thunder for that, letting everyone know that this is one of the items that we're working on for the Juneteenth celebration. It is very befitting because given circumstances and things that happen with businesses, we know that people come and go and, things happen and they can't sustain a business, but there's one thing for sure. We're all gonna leave this earth at some point in time. So I'm just glad that Wallace's has decided to stay in Broadview and not relocate or, close and move or go somewhere else. So I appreciate them for the services that they render, because of course they've all helped at least someone in our family at some point in time. But I'm ecstatic that we are passing, or hopefully will pass this ordinance item.
Thank you, Trustee Miller. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please? You on mute.
Sorry about that. We'll take the roll call. Trustee Tierney,
Yes.
Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Armour,
Yes.
Trustee Chalmalave,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
and this carries 6-0. Thank you all. Next is item 8, applications for the authority to expend funds totaling $31,614 for train.
Motion to approve.
Second.
And properly motioned by Trustee Tierney, seconded by Trustee Abraham. And this particular PO is in the amount of $12,807. There'll be a second one that I'm sure the mayor will allude to. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Director Ames, you want to tell us about the two purchase orders? One is in the amount of $12,807 for continuation service for agreement number 262454, and the other one is train 18,807 for the continuing service agreement for 262461.
Yeah, one is, I'm sorry, yeah, one is for, well, both of them are for the Village Hall train mechanical system that was part of the renovations to both the Village Hall police side as well as the administrative side. One is the mechanical servicing, meaning all of the hardware associated with the units, greasing of fittings, changing of filters, and those type of things is I believe the lesser of the two amounts to 12,000. The 18,000 is for the electronics, the BAS monitoring. So we have the ability, obviously, to look at the system remotely. So this train to run diagnostics. I know Paul Kirsten, along with Lily Sabeda, has the ability to pull up the schematic in any given time, remotely set temperature controls and some other things. So that's what the both of the POs are for, just to continue those services that we have had for the last year or 2 years from the renovations. So.
Thank you, Director Ames. Trustee Abraham?
No questions.
Thank you, Trustee Senior.
No questions.
Thank you, Trustee Chalmalave.
No questions.
Thank you, Trustee Tierney.
No questions.
Trustee Armour.
So Director Ames, so, I'm just understanding everything. So this it's just the villages is air and air conditioning and heating systems, right?
It is.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know. No question. No, I don't have any more questions.
Thank you, Trustee Armour. Trustee Miller.
No questions.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Can we get a roll call, please?
This will have a roll call, and this is the vote for the $12,807 PO. Trustee Tierney,
Yes.
Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Armour,
Yes.
Trustee Chalmalave,
Yes,
Trustee Miller.
Wait, so we're splitting this? Because I thought the motion on the floor was to just approve the entire.
Yep, two separate votes, please.
Two separate.
Do we have to do a new motion then?
We should, for the record, yes, ma'am.
Okay, then.
Is that a yes vote?
I'm not voting either way until we correct the motion.
Well, the motion is to approve the $12,807 PO.
No, the motion on the floor was to approve 31,614. So what we need is a superseding motion to approve the 12,807 for agreement 26254, and then we'll do another motion to approve the 18,807 for agreement 262461.
Trustee Miller, would you like to make that superseding motion?
So moved.
Sure. So I'll make a superseding motion to approve the first invoice for 12. Oh, I just lost it. Oh, God dog it. See,
12,807.
thank you. I'll make the superseding motion to approve the invoice for train for $12,807.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly motion, a superseding motion by Trustee Miller, seconded by Trustee Armour. Madam President, would you like a roll call? Oh,
Yes, please.
We did the roll call. Trustee Miller, we were waiting on your vote, or do we want to do a separate
So
vote?
you do go back through the voting and start from the beginning.
Roll call, Trustee Tierney,
Yes.
Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Armour,
Yes.
Trustee Chalmalave,
yes,
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
All right, and this carries 6-0. Next, Train, same company, for the amount of $18,807 for continuation service agreement 262461.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Been properly motioned by Trustee Miller, Was that seconded by trustee Armor?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Madam President?
Thank you. Same agreement, do a roll call, please.
Roll call, trustee Tierney,
Yes.
trustee Abraham,
Yes.
trustee Senior,
Yes.
trustee Armor,
Yes.
trustee Chalmalabi,
Yes.
trustee Miller,
Yes.
and Madam President, this too carries 6-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next is item 9. We'll have a closed session. Section 1, 2C, 11, appointment, employment, compensation, discipline of specific employees. Section 2C, 11, litigation against or on behalf of the Village of Broadview, or where the village finds that an action is probable or imminent. Also, number 2, possible action on items coming out of closed session. Need a motion.
Motion to adjourn to go into executive session.
Second.
Properly motion by trustee Tierney and seconded by trustee Abraham to suspend the regular board meeting and go into executive session. I'll take a roll call, Madam President. Trustee Tierney,
Yes.
trustee Abraham,
Yes.
trustee Senior,
Yes.
trustee Armor,
Yes.
trustee Chalmalabi,
Yes.
trustee Miller.
Yes.
We're now hereby in executive session at 8:32 p.m. Thank you all. We'll be back.
Mr. Clerk, can I have a list of the names that will be going into executive session?
Yes, all trustees, Mayor Thompson,
So it'll be all of the trustees, the village administrator, Attorney Finaro, Attorney Granfield, Cynthia Granfield, and Attorney Jaroski.
and myself.
Yes.
Got it. Thank you. Room is being created now.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. And then those that want to stick around, you can stick around. We'll come back to the room once we get out of closed session.
Oh my God. Hit it. Mm. I'm sorry, I hit it before I was able to.
No worries, trustee senior, we took care of
I saw the little thing and I'm like,
it.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're in Texas, you're having fun. Yeah. We'll do it.
Oh.
Okay. So we need a motion to go back into regular session.
Make a motion that we reconvene our regular board meeting.
Second.
Been properly motioned by trustee Miller, seconded by trustee Abraham to reconvene our regular session. Madam President, I'll take a roll call at this time. Trustee Tierney,
Yes.
trustee Abraham,
Yes.
trustee Senior,
Yes.
trustee Armour,
Yes.
trustee Tamalave,
Yes.
trustee Miller,
Yes.
and Madam President, we are hereby back into regular session at 9:18 p.m. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. So we have no action that came out of closed session this evening. So Mr. Clerk, next on the agenda.
Next on the agenda is Village Clerk's report. I have nothing at this time, Madam President. Let's go to item 11, Village President, Mayor Katrina Thompson.
Thank you. So I want to thank everyone for participating in our regular board meeting tonight. I do have some updates as it relates to the COVID-19 response. So right now, we currently have 996 confirmed cases. These are confirmed cases since the pandemic started. We had 10 new cases as of last week. That gives our percentage at a negative 54.8%. So we're halfway there. That's a good number for us. And so that's the change in the last 14 days, according to the data provided by Cook County. 43.5% of the population in Broadview has had at least one vaccine dose, and 33% of the population has completed the vaccination series. I've been vaccinated, and I'm encouraging all residents to get vaccinated. Vaccinations can start as young as 12 years old and up. It's important that you get vaccinated. I do understand that it's a personal decision, but if we want to get to some type of normalcy and get back to some regular activities, it's important that we all get vaccinated and be vaccinated. The Forest Park Clinic is a walk-in clinic now. You can go and get vaccinated. I believe it's the Pfizer, which is a 2 dosage. But please, it's important that we get vaccinated. Broadview Police Department is having their torch run. And so that's going to be on Sunday, June 13th at noon. This is to raise funds to benefit Special Olympics in Illinois. So they will have some amazing raffle prizes. And this is in collaboration with Westchester, Bellwood, Forest Park, Berkeley, LaGrange Park, Maywood, North Riverside, and Brookfield. The village will be closed on Monday, May 31st in observation of Memorial Day. However, we will be open the last Saturday of the month, which is May 29th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. to purchase your yard stickers and garbage stickers. So we'll have a 3-day weekend where you can do some yard work. I know I'm going to be doing some yard work during that time period, but just know that the last Saturday is on May 29th, and we'll be closed in observation of Memorial Day on May 31st. It's 2 legislation that I'm following as it relates to the village of Broadview, and that's Senate Bill 1721. That bill is a bill that was sponsored in the Senate as it relates to property that the land bank have. So typically they have, it's about 36% for revenue for tax sales billed through the Cook County Land Bank. And so they're proposing to cut that in half, where now if you're behind on property taxes, developers or those that's interested in certain properties can now recover that at 18%. So people that's losing their home, this gives them an opportunity where they don't have to pay all of these high penalty fees. And so it's passed the Revenue Committee, and so it should be going to the House for approval. It's out of the Senate, and so now it's out of Revenue, and so it should be going to the House. Also, I've been talking about the video gaming. So because Broadview is a non-home rule community, we have limited revenue streams as it relates to the video gaming. So home rule communities can get $1,500 per machine, whereas non-home rule communities like the village of Broadview can only recover $25 per machine. To me, that's not, it's not fair that, you know, these video gamers that make a lot of money in video gaming and they only want to give us $25, but you go to a non-home rule community. So the legislation is before the House. The bill carrier is working that. I did hear today that they were looking to do $250 or between $250 to $500 because the lobbyist is pushing back to have video gaming. I still think it's unfair. If it's fair enough to give $1,500 per machine, non-home rule communities, this is a stream of revenue that we can do some impactful things in our own community. So I'm going to continue to follow this bill, and I'm going to continue to talk to the legislators as it relates to this. Al Ronan, who's our lobbyist, I had a conversation with him that the $250 and $500 was unacceptable to the village of Broadview because it has to be fair when we're talking about revenue. And if they can make thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars on video gaming, they can afford to pay the $1,500 per machine that's in this town. And not just in the village of Broadview, for all non-home rule communities. So I'm advocating not just for my own community, but for all of the communities that's non-home rule that's impacted by this. And what end up happening is we don't get the revenue that we need, and guess what we have to do? That means we may have to increase our liquor license costs. Is that fair to a small business owner that have a respectable business in the village of Broadview that have gaming, that we have to increase our revenue for liquor license to accommodate the video gaming? I don't think so. So we are continually following these two pieces of legislation as it relates to the village of Broadview and all non-home rule communities. So I am told that Senate Bill 1721 was approved in the House Revenue Committee 17-0, so it passed unanimously.
Oh, great.
That's a big deal as it relates to property taxes. I mean, it's going to be a great benefit to those that need to recover or redeem their taxes. So just paying attention to things that impact the village of Broadview. We will stay diligent and we will stay proactive to protect the best interests of our constituents that live here, like me and you all that legislate with me. So with that being said, I'll call for adjournment and have a good night, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Been properly motioned by trustee Tierney, seconded by trustee Miller, I think I heard, to adjourn the meeting. I will take a roll call. Trustee Tierney,
Yes.
trustee Abraham,
Yes.
trustee Senior,
Yes.
trustee Armour,
Yes.
trustee Chalmalave,
Yes.
trustee Miller,
Yes.
and we are hereby adjourned at 9:24 p.m. Thank you all. Have a great evening.